Hello and welcome you to today's maths lesson, which is looking at the 5 times table. So as a warm-up, let's count up in fives together. So I have circled the purple numbers that are the 5 times table. So let's count up in fives. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Good job, well done. So let's start with our warm-up exercises. So question 1, how many apples are there? Now you can probably tell me how many apples in each bag, and you can probably tell me how many bags there are. So what do we have all together? We have got 5 apples in each bag, and we have got 5 groups. So that is the same as saying 5 multiplied by 5. What is the answer? That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There you go. And how many fish do we have? We've got 2 groups of 5 fish. So that's the same as saying 2 multiplied by 5. So 2 groups of 5, which is 5, 10. And then we've got a number track with the missing numbers. Have a go at filling that in your head. And I will now show you the answers. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So Jack has built some towers using cubes. How many towers has he built? That's right, there are 4 towers. How many cubes are in each tower? 5 cubes in each tower. And how many cubes then has he used in total? I can count those up in fives. There's 5, 10, 15, 20. There are 20 cubes. That's the same as saying there are 4 lots of 5, or we could switch around and say there are 5 multiplied by 4. So Whitney has also been building towers using cubes. So remember, not 2s this time, 5s. We have got some towers. Now you can pause the video here and I'll give you the answers in just a second, but try answering those questions. So how many towers has she built? That's right, she has built 3. How many cubes are in each tower? There are 5. And so how many cubes has she used in total? Remember, you can count up those towers in fives. There are 15, 5, 10, 15. And if we wanted to write that out as a multiplication sentence, that would be 3 multiplied by 5 equals 15. Or we could write 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15, because there's 3 groups of 5, or 5 in 3 groups. Dexter has also been building towers using cubes. Have a think. You can pause the video if you like to answer these questions, but I will give you the answers now. So how many towers has he built? He's built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towers. How many cubes are in each tower? There are 7 cubes in these towers. How many cubes then has he used in total? Now, we can't count in fives going this way because that's not 5. I couldn't say 5 and actually be counting 7 cubes. So how could I do this? What I could do is I could go across the groups, taking 1 from each group at a time. So actually, I think yellow will work. Let's go with a green pen. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 35. So we've got 35 cubes in total. And we could write that down as a multiplication sentence. 5 multiplied by 7 equals 35. Or, remember, we can switch them around. 7 multiplied by 5 equals 35. So you can pause the video now if you'd like and have a go at questions 1 and 2 on your worksheet. Or you can finish the video and then have a go. Okay, so we have got 2 multiplied by 5. Now, the same as yesterday, on my whiteboard, I'm going to draw a raise to help me work this out. You might want to do it differently. I am going to draw 2 groups of 5 in an array. So there's one group of 5 in my array. Now I'm going to draw the next group of 5 in my array. So in that way, I have got 2 groups of 5. This way, I've got 5 groups of 2. And that gives me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 2 multiplied by 5. Hopefully this is the answer you got at home. 10. Now this time 6 groups of 5, or 6 multiplied by 5. I'm going to pause my video. Okay, there you go. I have drawn my 6 groups of 5. So this way I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 6. This way I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 5. And if I was to count that up, which I can do right now in 5s, got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, this time 5 lots of 11. That's a bigger one. I'm going to pause my video again and come back with my array. Right, there we go. I have got my 5 groups of 11. So I can count up. I'm going to change it around this way because that'll be a bit easier to count. I'm going to write them out as I count them. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. So my answer to 5 multiplied by 11 is in fact 55. Another way though that I could do that is on my 100 square I have circled the 5 times table. And I could count up the 5 times tables until I get to 11. So that's 1 times 5, 2 times 5, 3 times 5, 4 times 5, 5 times 5, 6 times 5, 7 times 5, 8 times 5, 9 times 5, 10 times 5, 11 times 5. And that gives me 55. And this time, just like yesterday, we have a missing number. 5 multiplied by equals 35. So I'm going to draw out groups of 5 until I get to 35. So here is one group of 5. That's 5. 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30, and 35. How many groups of 5 did I need? Have a look at that. There are 7 groups of 5. So that's the same as saying 5 multiplied by 7 equals 35. Now have a go at this one yourself. Work out how many groups of 5 do you need in order to get to 45. I'll pause the video. You can have a go at pausing the video and working out the answer yourself. Okay, so I've done it a little bit differently this time, just in case you need another way. But don't worry if you've done it a different way. I've drawn out lots of 5s and I'm going to circle 5s until I get to 45. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So I do not need that last 5 that I had as an extra because that gives me 50 and I want 45. So how many 5s do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 5 is 45. Well done you if you got that answer at time. So Amir and Alex have some money. Here's Amir's money and here is Alex's money. how much money do they have all together? Now, Alex has 4 5p coins, so we can write 4 multiplied by 5p, and that gives us 20p, because that's 5, 10, 15, 20p. And Alex has 7 lots of 2p, which in fact gives us 14p. We can count in 5s and we can count in 2, so we can count up the 5p coins and we can count up the 2p coins. So we've got 20p now and 14p. Now, we've not done this in a little while, I think since before Christmas, but we are going to add up our 20p and our 14p. Don't worry, you don't have to do this at home, but I would love you to watch this. So this is my tens column, this is my ones column, and I have put in my 20 here and my 14 here. So in 20 I have 2 tens and 0 ones. In 14 I have 1 10 and 4 ones. So all together, what do I have? How many tens do I have in 20 and 14? I've got 1, 2, 3 tens. And how many ones do I have in 20 and 14? I have got 4 ones. So my answer must in fact be 34p. You might want to work that out differently. So all together they had 34p. Now, things are going to get a little bit more complicated, but I'll try and explain it as clearly as possible. So this boy is saying that 5 multiplied by 5 is the same as saying 1 multiplied by 5 add 4 multiplied by 5. So that's the same as 5 multiplied by 5. So the counters on the screen at the moment show us 5 multiplied by 5, 5 groups of 5. If we make one column red, this shows us 1 multiplied by 5, because that's one group of 5, and it shows us 4 multiplied by 5 with the yellow counters. So in fact, did the amount of counters change? No, it did not, but we made some of them red and now some of them are still yellow, and that shows us 1 multiplied by 5 and 4 multiplied by 5. So that is in fact the same as saying 5 multiplied by 5. We could also do it another way. We could have 2 multiplied by 5 add 3 multiplied by 5. We could also have 2 multiplied by 5 add 2 multiplied by 5 add 1 multiplied by 5. We could also have 1 multiplied by 5 add 3 multiplied by 5 add 1 multiplied by 5. Okay, so if you like, you can pause the video here and have a workout of whether in those circles you need to put greater than, less than, or equals to. And I'll go through the answers. So 3 multiplied by 5 is the same as 5 multiplied by 3, because remember we can switch the numbers round. 5 multiplied by 5 add 5 multiplied by 5 gives us the same answer as 5 multiplied by 10. So there we go. This shows us one group of 5 times 5, another group of 5 times 5, which in fact, there we go, that's just showed us one group of 10 is the same as 5 times 10. Now it's just moved on to show us the last answer, which is 9 multiplied by 5 is greater than 10 multiplied by 5, which is 50. Take away 2 multiplied by 5, which is 10. So this is 50. Take away 10. There you go. So don't worry too much if that was complicated, because that has got a little bit trickier. So you can have a go now at either starting your worksheet or finishing off what questions you have left.